Hey YouTube, how are we doing? I'm Tommy and I'm back today with a special video because I have been entrusted by Tom Hurley to try out the prototype version of the new Springer seat setup, formerly by Michael at COC Customs. If you don't already know, Tom Hurley has purchased the design rights and all that goes with it for the COC Custom Springer seats, and he has come up with his own brand new version. And I've got it in my hand. This is the prototype version. This is pretty much the finished product. However, there are some changes that have been made to this lower spring seat, which I'll show you later. I've got a 3D printed version of the production one, which will be the production version. But this is a very nicely made piece of CNC machined kit, which I'm going to fit on my bobber and test out for a few days. And you're coming with me. Let's get it fitted. So this is only going to be a really quick video. I hope I'm in focus there. Basically, I'm not going to show you how to fit it and all that kind of stuff. That will come up in a future video. Today, I just want to get it fitted, give you a sneak peek as to what's been going on behind the scenes at Tom Hurley Seats, and basically get it out for a road run and give you a few shots of it bobbing up and down and that kind of thing. And I'll give you plenty more information later on in the video. So stay tuned for that. Let's get this fitted. Okay, so the Tom Hurley Springer seat kit is now fitted onto my bobber. I have now taken it on and off my bike about 15 or 20 times, testing out different settings and sort of trying to show you the adjustments and all that kind of stuff that can be made. So hopefully that came out right and hopefully you find that helpful. This is the first time riding it actually, just popped down the post office, so I've got a bit of time now to go and see what it's like. So I'm not going to chat loads at this stage. I've got my Insta360 strapped to the bike, hopefully to get some good footage of the kit working alongside the shock fitted to the bike itself, and hopefully the footage comes out. I can never remember how to use my 360 camera because I use it so infrequently, so hopefully it is working for you, but so far so good. Right, that's it. I've taken the cameras off the bike. I'm just going to go for a 15-20 minute ride now and have a little enjoy this. And yeah, I'll be back in my workshop soon to finish up. Okay, well, I have finished riding the bike today with the new Tom Hurley spring seat fitted, and I have to say it is buttery smooth. If you've ridden on a bobble with the COC Springer seat already, you will know what to expect. It is more of the same with some additional tweaks and improvements along the way there. I have made some notes. There's quite a lot to cover here. I've posted up about this on a few Facebook groups, on Instagram and stuff like that. And I have had a plethora of people contact me asking me questions about it. I'm going to try and cover all of those today. There will be some stuff I don't know, so perhaps Tom Hurley can pipe up. But yeah, there'll be more stuff to follow. So do keep an eye on my Instagram, because that's the easiest way for me to get updates to you in a quick manner. So anyway, I'm going to cover as much stuff as I can just here. Okay, one of the first things that main things that people have been asking me is about the adjustability on the new setup. You've got a number of ways to adjust this. Using the front screw, which is underneath your tank just here, you can adjust the actual pitch angle of the Springer seat lower bracket, basically, which will give you some height adjustment. I'll cover this in more detail in a fitting video and also a more in-depth look video once I've got the production version in my hands. Also on the slider, whilst I'm doing this, of course, I've bung some videos and pictures and stuff on the screen so you can see what I'm chatting about. I've tried to do exact comparison videos from the side, showing the different height settings and 4.5 settings and all that kind of stuff. So you'll have to just try and get your head around that. But on the bottom of the actual seat mount on the Tom Hurley version, very similar to the COC version, you've got 4.5 sliding basically movement where you can tighten the seat onto there, so you can have it further back or closer to the tank if you desire, which incidentally is where I have mine, right at the front, for a more upright riding position. It's not notched, actually, this groove on the bottom, so you can infinitely position the saddle exactly where you want to, just to fine tune it, so it doesn't have to be in position 1, 2, 3 or whatever. You can bang it anywhere. Up and down, we covered all that. With regards to the up and down adjustment on the actual seat unit using this front screw, the amount of adjustability that you have will depend on what else is going on the back of your bike. I can get the maximum adjustment out of it because I don't have a rear fender, I don't have a rack, and there's literally nothing to get in the way of it apart from the tyre. And I'm pleased to say it has not hit the tyre. So that's on the longest travel setting just there. So that is good. On the COC version, one of the things, again, a few people have mentioned this on the Facebook groups, was the fact that when you were not sat on the COC, on the seat, when you lifted the back of the seat, basically the seat would lift up. It would be a bit flappy, and that could unseat the spring, which is not ideal. I mean, it's never bothered me because I've just, the first time I did it, I suddenly realised just don't ground handle the bike by using the seat, to move it and whatnot. And it's been fine ever since then. But there was one occasion where I had used it and lifted the seat to move the bike, and it must have unseated the spring. And when I've gone up the road, it's reseated itself with an almighty bang. And I did have to get off and check I hadn't broken something, but it was fine. It was just the spring reseating. But no such issue here. You can see there is still a little bit of movement up and down, but it is much improved on Tom's version just here. One thing I will mention, the prototype version which I've got had a little nylon tipped grub screw, which is the adjustment screw for the up and down play just there. The grub screw effectively just takes up the slack and stops it from being able to move up and down. However, when I received the prototype, the nylon tip was broken off of the grub screw, but the full production version will be a proper grub screw, so you won't have that issue at all. It's just that's the way it's arrived with me. You can fine tune this. The tighter you have the grub screw, basically, the less movement there will be up and down. But the tighter it is, also, the harder it is for you to get the pin through the frame and the seat and the bracket to get it all fitted. So there's kind of a sweet spot where you're able to get all this in and fitted nicely and still have very minimal little tiny bit of play just there. I'm sure that'll be improved with the proper grub screw as well. So that is a brilliant improvement in my eyes. So nice work there, Tom. That's a bit of ingenious thinking, that is. Okay, up and down, blah blah blah. Cover the grub screw. Yeah, a lot of people also have been asking how long it's going to take for this to go into production. I've actually asked Tom about this, and he reckons it's about 6 weeks to 2 months is when the go date will be, and you'll be able to get your hands on one. I don't know if you've ever done anything like this. I've never done anything this technical, but I work on my own as a sole trader, and when you've got your head on something and you want to get it done, it just takes ages, particularly if you have to rely on other people. At the moment, Tom is putting a lot of effort into making sure the packaging is bang on for the consumer. Basically, because Tom's kit will come with the full complement of the 4 different main springs and the 4 different inner springs, so you can fine tune the springiness to your liking. Obviously, at any one time, you're only going to have one of those big springs and one inner spring. So the packaging will also be like storage. So you've got all those handy whenever you need to change them. You might lose a little bit of weight like I have. Still got a bit of a way to go, but you know, your weight change might change your need for a different spring on the bike. As it happens, I've tested this with the number 4 spring on the main spring, and also the constantly the 4 spring, and I've tested it also with the 3 spring and the 4 spring because I've got a bit of a big arse. I need a bit of cushion in and a hefty spring there, but having ridden on it, I've put probably about an hour's riding onto this now, and I can tell you it is buttery smooth, and certainly an improvement over the stock shock. Which brings me on to another point. When I had first fitted this kit onto the bike and I lowered the bike down off of my jack and sat on it, I could hear my rear shock swishing as it compresses, which I've not heard before. I mean, I'm sure it did happen before I fitted the COC Springer kit, but I'm assuming this is because the COC Springer kit sitting on top, the bottom mount, spring mount, sat on top of the shock. So there was always opposing forces sort of working against each other, as it were. I mean, it still worked fantastically, but on this kit that Tom has come up with, basically the spring on the bike and the spring for the Springer seat work totally independently. So it was just weird hearing that noise. But I have to say, out on the road, I've also taken some footage of me, hopefully it comes out well, I've not checked yet, of a side-on view on my 360 camera, which will show the shock and the seat working totally independent from each other, but equally helping to iron out the bumps in the road. So that is that. Okay, it is confirmed that this kit will work with a Hepco and Becker rack for your Triumph bobber. Thank you very much to Ricky Powell for letting me use his photo. Ricky actually had the prototype before I did, because Tom wanted to just know whether it would work with a Hepco and Becker rack, which it does, and Tom will be able to supply the longer bolt required to allow you to do so, because the Hepco and Becker rack also fits onto the bike frame where the pin, the bolt for the Springer seat kit goes through. It just needs to be longer. So well done, Ricky, for checking that out, and thanks for letting me use your photo. Now, a lot of people will also, on top of the Springer seat, have a aftermarket shock on their bobber. This kit by Tom Hurley will work with all commonly used aftermarket shocks. There may well be some wacky, wonderful things out there which obviously can't be tested because they're not widely available or whatever, I don't know. But anything that you're likely to have come across as an aftermarket shock for the Triumph bobber will also work, even if it's got the piggyback canister, reservoir, whatever you want to call it, attached, those snazzy ones. So this works because the Springer seat, again, works completely independently to the rear shock. It does not come into contact with it at all. this is obviously the pre-production prototype version I've got here, so there will be some refinements. Tom has told me that there will be some tolerance changes and all that kind of thing, just to make sure it's absolutely bang on the final version. I'm going to actually keep hold of this for a little bit and just test it, and I'll be giving it obviously any feedback, good or bad, to Tom. Tom hasn't paid me to make this video, by the way. Tom got in contact with me because he'd seen my other videos about the COC custom springer seat. So yeah, I've not been paid for this at all, but I do thank you very much, Tom, for trusting me with this, and very much appreciated being able to test it ahead of everyone else, pretty much. So I'm going to keep hold of this for a few more days and do some further testing. But after that, it's on its way to you, Ray, so stand by. It'll be popping through your door soon. Right, yes, I'm sure there will be some more updates. As I've previously mentioned, make sure you keep an eye on my Instagram. I'll put the little tag below. That's the easiest way to be kept up to date with this. But while you're here, you might as well subscribe, because I'll be doing more road testing on the full production kit once it is available. And that is about it. Have I got anything else here that I need to cover? Confirmed fitting with the rack. Works with that. Number of refinements. Yep. And time, we covered the time. Covered that. So overall, it looks to me to be a very worthy upgrade over the COC Springer, just even if it's just for taking out the slack. But it does provide a very nice, smooth ride out on the road. So again, I'd like to just thank you, Tom, for giving me the opportunity to test this. There will be more coming up, so stay tuned. In the meantime,
catch you later.
I get fly, you be crutching on designer that ain't fly. On that line, scoop the cat or something fast for when I slide. Burning rubber, they gon' tax me for the